Thank you, darling. You're still my favorite foreground. Oh, marvelous view of the Rhone. You can see Les Baux up in the hills there. Very wicked man lived there once, you know. Raymond de Turenne. Used to terrorize the countryside. Took hostages, and if they couldn't pay up, he just shoved them over the cliff.
Paul?
Hmm?
Can't just stand here looking at it.
Charlie said burn it. He said it would be easy, no problem.
Okay, mon vieux, you burn it.
must be the Abbé de Montmajour. Mainly 16th century. It used to be an island. What is it?
I don't know. Are you all right? What happened?
My son. My little son.
It was good of you to come here so quickly to make a report.
Well, there was nothing else we could do. The farmer...
Brunet.
Yes, Monsieur Brunet. We felt it was best to let him alone for a little while.
I understand. Poor man. His son and a nephew. What a tragedy. Well, we shall know quite soon what happened. My men will be there by now. Yes? No, that's quite all right. No. That was my traffic department, something about an obstruction.
Oh, my car. Would you like me to...
No.
About these two men who passed us in the red car.
Excuse me. Come off. You may play your drum in the streets, run yourself a few centimes, but one tap within earshot of the commissariat and... Understood? Tombo is an old soldier. He makes a good deal of noise, but he does no harm. Now, you could recognize them again, these two men.
Possibly, but they were going very fast. We only caught a glimpse of them.
Yes, I want to find them, of course. But there is no immediate reason to connect them with the incident.
Oh, I don't agree with you.
Monsieur Temple, I've read all your books. In my profession, one usually reads the roman policier with a certain lack of conviction, but in your case, never. Why don't you agree with me?
Well, that farm was deserted.
Yes, it's been deserted for some time. It adjoins Brunet's farm.
Yes, it's the sort of place where children might play quite often.
Yes.
So if whatever it was that caused the explosion had been there for some time, well, surely something like this would have happened before now.
I quite agree with you, monsieur. Someone must have left it there this morning. Keep your eyes open, monsieur. If you see these men, get in touch with me at once.
Yes, of course.
Good.
Oh, I almost forgot. There was a little bull in the back of the car.
Madame?
Oh, not a big one, a tiny one. A mascot in the rear window dangling.
These mascots are foolish. They distract the attention, but we can do nothing about them. There's no law against them, unfortunately.
Café, madame? Monsieur?
No, thank you, no. Everything was delicious.
Merci, monsieur.
Ah, charming. You know, one wonders what these delightful creatures do when they go off duty.
One has certainly given oneself food for thought.
Steve, I want to go back to that farm.
Oh, well, I'm sure the police are doing all they can.
Yes, I'm sure they are. But seeing it again, we might remember something else.
Do you think it's that important?
The two children got blown to pieces.
You're too late. The police have taken away the best souvenirs.
Oh, too bad.
Tourists?
Fair enough. What about you? You're English.
I used to be. I'm not sure now.
You live around here?
Yes. I couldn't get away, you see. It's the light. Van Gogh knew that, and Cézanne.
You paint?
I sculpt. People at one time. Now I make ashtrays and little gurgling water jugs for the tourist trade.
What happened out there? Do they know?
Dynamite, they think. What do you know about dynamite?
Oh, not much.
It's fickle, just like women. In good condition, you can kick it around quite safely, but it deteriorates in hot climates. Then, one false sneeze, and you've got cherubim for company. Just like those poor kids.
What are you doing here, anyhow?
I'm kicking myself. It's an exercise that should be conducted in private, so if you'll excuse me.
We must have a drink sometime. You can show me the ashtrays and the gougoulettes, hmm?
I'll accept the drink. Phillips, Rue de Grès. Anybody in the Vieux Quartier will tell you where.
He gives a very good impression of a man who hates himself, doesn't he?
The agony of the artist.
Hmm. Or of the man who's in some way responsible for what happened out there.
Phillips in the two English, eh?
That's right.
What about it?
Why was he there?
Don't ask me. Perhaps they're worried about something.
In the English?
Tourists, curiosité. You want a pastis, Rosier?
Sure.
Bernard.
Please. Phillips was talking to them.
Mm-hmm. Why not?
Maybe he said too much.
That's for being so stupid.
But he was talking to them.
Stupid about those kids. I told you to burn the stuff. All it needed was a little nerve and a match. But you ran scared. You didn't do as you were told, so the kids died. I knew these kids. These kids used to smile at me, and now they're dead. Just because a couple of stupid... You know why Phillips won't say too much? Because he's not as stupid as you are. He knows what would happen.
De l'ail, la belle ail. De l'ail, la belle ail, qui veut de l'ail? De l'ail, la belle ail, qui veut de l'ail? De l'ail, la belle ail, qui veut de l'ail? De l'ail, qui veut de l'ail?
come in?
Do. Couldn't stand the squalor.
Oh.
My woman's out at the moment. I send her out to work. She makes more money than I do.
You don't mind if I have a look around, do you?
No, not at all.
You know, some of these are very good. They would be if you finished them.
Yes, I had a modest talent once.
What went wrong?
Too little character. And too much pastis.
That's a beautiful stone. What is it?
You know what bauxite is?
Yes, it's aluminium ore, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. First mined at Le Beau. That's how it got its name. There's a small quarry near here at L'Envier. I think it used to be a bauxite mine. And one day they hit an underground river. Somebody got the idea of quarrying the stone.
This?
Yes, that's right. Must be about the most beautiful stone in the world.
Yes.
I used it once.
Not now?
Not for ashtrays. Why don't you go and take a look at that quarry? That'll be worth it.
Because of the stone?
Oh, quarries are interesting places.
Are they?
Did you mention a drink?
What were you trying to tell me about that quarry?
You interested in ears?
What, you mean these things? I find them useful.
Not 25 yards from where we're sitting, Van Gogh cut off one of his. He sent it to a lady in a house of ill fame, and he told her, cherish this precious object. The next day, they took him away to the lunatic asylum at Saint-Rémy. He was an unhappy man.
So you?
Yes.
Well, why? Pastis? The warm sun? A woman who works?
And failure?
No, it's more than that.
Is it?
What about those two kids at the farm?
You're not easily diverted by red herrings, are you? Or as we prefer to call them in this country, a little injudiciously perhaps, gendarme.
Tell me what happened.
Somebody should be told.
I'm told he's quite harmless. He's just a little crazy.
Number one.
Yeah.
You've been around too long to believe everything you're told.
Well, I think it was an honest opinion. Is he somebody's ears?
And eyes and nose.
I'm staying on the lease at the Jules César. If you should change your mind again, why don't you come and have a drink this evening, hmm? We can be quite private.
I'll think about it. After all, failure needn't be absolute.
Next item, Brunet. I want to let him off the hook.
Why?
He's had enough. Those kids. Anyway, he's small fish.
We live on small fish. Maillard?
Oh, let him go. I've got a soft heart, like the president.
Yeah, the president's heart is a little too soft. I still think we ought to fix that other business.
Forget it. We don't want trouble just now.
But Tango...
Look! I know the English. I lived there when I was a kid. They get into a foreign country, they get together, cheer the old boy, that's all.
Rosier could arrange it?
Rosier, like he arranged the dynamite, so that we have to start all over again.
That was an accident.
Uptight is no use. Give him a rifle and he's fine. A knife and he'll cut himself. a Luger, and he'll shoot his toes off doing fast draws. Too many movies. For a delicate job like this, we need a professional, right?
Quite right, Monsieur le Président. You need me. I just got in from Paris. Jean-Pierre heard that you wanted a little help. Tell me about it.
Thank you for coming so promptly, Monsieur Temple. Please sit down.
Thank you.
Is it possible you find our French police methods a little inadequate?
No, I've always considered them most impressive.
Perhaps you don't think we are doing enough about the death of the 2 children.
I have no reason to think that.
Then why did you consider it necessary to make a return visit to the farm?
That's quite simple. I thought it might help us to recall something. I mean, you know, something we hadn't consciously noticed.
I see.
How did you know?
One of my men happened to be cutting grass at the roadside. He saw you go in. He also saw you talking to Monsieur Phillips.
That's right, we did.
Why?
Because he was there. Oh, thank you.
What was Phillips doing when you arrived?
He was sitting with his head in his hand.
For what reason?
Well, I can think of 2 possibilities. Either he had a headache, or he was distressed.
Did he tell you why?
No.
Did he tell you when you visited him later at his atelier?
No.
When you were drinking pastis with him at the bar Civet?
No. Well, it seems I had good reason to find French police methods impressive.
Thank you.
When did it happen?
I'm going to read all your books again, Mr. Temple, with renewed pleasure. Monsieur Phillips was crossing the Boulevard des Lys about an hour ago when he fell under a long-distance camion. Marseille, Barcelona.
Fell?
He died at once. We got the impression he might have been going towards the hotel.
Yes, he might. I invited him for a drink.
On the other hand, when one crosses the Boulevard des Lys, one might be going anywhere. I wonder whether Monsieur Phillips had any idea where he was going.
I think he had. But I think he'll be pleasantly surprised by the way the cherubim receive him. He did mention that he was kicking himself.
I'm sure he was.
Why?
The dynamite was stolen from a quarry where Mr. Phillips had recently been buying the stone for his ashtrays. What do you know of agricultural equipment, Monsieur Temple? What we would call produits agricoles.
Why'd you ask?
Curiosity.
It was all fixed. If you put the vin in the right place, a little dynamite in the right place, and we'd have had Gaston out.
And when you had him out?
Well, we couldn't have brought him here by road. Roadblocks, cordons, searches. You know how we bring up the bulls from the Camargue to the Corrida?
No.
Wooden boxes. Very strong. Just big enough for the bull. You know Billon? He's got a barge on the canal. We'd have brought him up in a bull box, To the Pont Vingor, just outside the town.
And who's going to open up a box if they think there's a Camargue bull inside?
Exactly, just what I thought. Not bad, eh?
I'm filled with admiration. What next?
Well, I've got a low-loading truck for bull boxes. I'd picked him up at the canal.
And?
I had something arranged for him.
What?
There's a quarry out beyond Fontvieille. It has some old mine workings. Nobody ever goes near them. But you could hide an army there, and they're safe. You'd been all right there until the heat was off.
And then?
The arena in Arles. We take the box to the arena, lower it from the lorry, and release Gaston into the bull ring just as if he was an enraged animal.
Why there?
He hates bullfighting. It seemed to me a good way for him to die.
Why do you want to do this to him?
Because he was trying to take over from me. He was making life difficult. I've got enough problems.
You know what your brother Jean-Pierre thinks, Monsieur le Président?
No.
He thinks you live too comfortably.
Darling?
Coffee?
Yes, thank you.
Your delightful creature isn't on duty this morning.
Oh, dear, what a shame. What's happened to her?
I understand. She's had a bereavement.
Annette, c'est toi. If Monsieur could wait for a moment.
Yes, of course.
Monsieur,
May I buy this?
please take it. He would have wanted me to give it to you.
Thank you, you're very kind.
You are kind to him.
Well, we just talked. Was he coming to see me when it happened?
Oui, he wanted to get certain things off his mind.
What things?
I don't know. I couldn't get him to talk to me about his troubles. I think he wanted to save me from worry. He wasn't really what he looked like, monsieur. There was something different underneath. At least there used to be.
It was still there.
Perhaps. But they were destroying him.
Who?
I'm not sure. But I think it was a man called Charles Panier and his friends.
Panier? Produit agricole?
Oui.
How were they destroying him?
He used to work for them from time to time. Just odd jobs. But he didn't like it. He didn't like what he was doing.
Then why do it?
They made him, monsieur. I think they know something about him. Something bad from a long time ago. I think he was going to tell you all this.
Did you know what this work was?
Oh, no. But it took him into the country, visiting small farmers and vignerons. He used to hate it.
Alors, Brunette, comment ça va? Put it away.
Today is...
Forget it. Just put it away.
I don't want anything to happen.
Nothing will happen. The president says you are paid up.
For good?
That is the message.
Off the hook, Monsieur Brunet?
This would never have happened if Gaston was here, I can tell you that.
No?
Never. But Monsieur Charles, he's not so bad, you know. He enjoys life, food, women, bullfighting.
And Gaston?
Gaston, he's like Flint. He enjoys nothing. That's why they hate each other.
Do they?
Of course. Gaston thinks he's a fool, with his guardian clothes and his passion for the corrida. No man likes to be taken for a fool.
Gaston's the brother, is he?
No. His brother's in Paris. So, Gaston's just his partner.
And he's not around now.
Didn't you know, monsieur? He still has 18 months to do in prison. I drink to those 18 months. May they last forever. But they won't. They're going to get him out.
Who are? Did you know the Englishman, Monsieur Phillips?
Why, monsieur?
Well, I thought he might have called at your farm sometime, collecting money for Panier Frere to prevent accidents. Did he?
What do you want, monsieur?
A protection racket?
Small farmers. You pay up, or there's rat poison in the cattle food. Or your crops get an attack of spontaneous combustion, something like that, you know.
Oh, not very original.
No. The oldest way in the world of making a good living without having to work for it.
How does it all tie up with this?
Well, at least one of those boys we saw in the car is involved in it. I saw him today. We both saw him out there, getting himself shot.
But he can't have been shot.
No, they were blanks. He was standing in for somebody. I think that was a dummy run.
For what?
An execution. They bring them in these things. Tuck them under the gantry, hoist them up, wheel them forward, and lower them down through here. If it's a mise à la mort, the bull's got nothing to look forward to but death.
Oh, it's horrible.
Roman gladiators, Christian martyrs, now Spanish bulls.
You have it all figured out very well, monsieur.
I may have left one or two gaps.
Only one. You are interested in the bullfight?
Oh, yes?
How long will you be here?
Until Friday.
Oh, too bad you won't see a corrida. Hey, why don't you come to my place? I breed bulls. I could fix a jeu de la cocarde for you. Madame could come too. The bulls don't get hurt. What do you say?
Well, yes, I think we'd like that.
Good. Good. Tomorrow, Maspan. Anyone will tell you how to get there.
You said Paul left a gap. What was that?
How the bulls go out into the arena?
How?
Simple. The arena gate is open. All you do is lift the end of the bull box. They've been in there for quite some time. Down there, it's dark. They don't know what's going to happen to them. But out there, that sun looks good. So, puff! Out they go.
Bulls or men? Christian martyr.
That was a long time ago.
I don't know. One way or the other, the same sort of thing happens today.
Tomorrow, eh?
We'll look forward to it.
Panier.
Yes, I suspect that was Charlie.
Mr. Big?
One of them. Well, I'm told he has a warm heart.
I tell you, he knows about Gaston, about the arrangements we have for Gaston coming out.
How can you be so sure?
I was talking with him at the arena about bullfighting. From what he said, I'm sure he knows about the plan I had for Gaston.
About the mine at Fontvieille.
Or maybe not all the details.
While you were talking about bullfighting.
Maybe we were talking about other things too.
Let me think about it, Monsieur le Président.
Don't take too long about it.
Don't do anything rash while I'm thinking.
I won't do anything rash. Not before tomorrow.
Hello, Jean-Pierre? Torpille. I think it's time you paid a visit to your dear mother.
You know the first thing my mother will say when I enter the house is, which I provide for her?
No.
How's dear Charlie, who never contributes to her upkeep and never goes to see her?
That's life.
It's strange you should say that in connection with Charles. I've been thinking of something quite different.
Jean-Pierre!
We were just talking about you. I think it would be good for you to change your suit.
In a little while. You going to see Mother?
I had a sudden notion.
Ah, give her my love.
Naturally. Torpille tells me you have had some little problem down here.
Oh, nothing we can't fix. I'll go get changed. Tell you all about it.
Please do. I have a little job coming up. I want the cover for it. Establishment Panier Frais will do nicely, but with Gaston. Not with Charles.
You want your brother to step aside?
No, he'll never do that. Not for Gaston.
You want me to arrange it?
I have a natural affection for Charles. But not enough. It's a pity.
When?
As soon as possible.
How?
Salut, Monsieur Temple.
Salut.
There was a prison break last night. It hasn't been made public yet. It was some distance from here, but these things, they always entail a certain amount of tiresome routine.
Yes, I'm sure they do. Can I get you another brandy?
Oh, another time if you don't mind. I have to keep a clear head. We've just had an advice from Paris that a person who calls himself Torpille may be in our district.
Curious name?
A curious man, monsieur. He specializes in assassination.
I'd help him.
An accurate description, but a little too kind.
Could
Could he have been hired by anybody I know?
No, monsieur, I don't think so. Not by anybody you know.
Oh, hello, darling. Inspector Dorwell's just leaving.
Oh.
Reluctantly, madame. You know what I am if you want to find me, madame.
What did he want?
I think he wanted to tell me that Gaston's been sprung.
Well, why bother to tell you?
He's a very clever man. What if Charlie knows?
About Gaston? Why shouldn't he?
I don't know, just a hunch. There's something about treachery. You can smell it in the air.
Chaperon, to my office, please. At once.
Madame didn't feel inclined to come.
Oh, she was inclined, but she decided against it.
Ah, too bad. But not indisposed?
Oh, possibly a little too much sun. She was out all morning at Van Gogh's bridge painting.
Ah, everybody paints Van Gogh bridge, but not as well as Van Gogh. Salut.
Salut.
Come and sit down.
You heard the news about Gaston?
What news?
He's out.
You know about this?
He's lying.
What do you know about Gaston?
You don't like him. He doesn't like you. And he's been sprung last night.
How do you know?
Gossip.
He's lying. You would know about it if Gaston was out.
If Gaston is out, I know where he is.
So why not prove he's lying?
We'll take your car. Bernard, stay here. Don't take any chances with Rosier. At 4 feet, even he can't miss. Rosier.
He's with them, Charlie. Don't go down there. That's just what they want.
Who?
Well, you should know. They're your friends. But I know a piece of cheese when I see one.
I've got to see if he's in that box.
Are you crazy? He's not in it now. He's waiting for you. They're going to do to you what you were going to do to him.
What was I going to do to him?
Show him what it's all about. The moment of truth. Or at least get undercover.
I don't like doing this.
No, of course not. But at least you'll give him an insight into what the bull feels.
I am not concerned with his education at this late stage. Only with business. Rosier!
Can you make it to that tunnel?
I've seen better shooting at a country fair. Do you want to stay in business? Then go and finish it!
Come, Monsieur Panier. We have a lot to talk about. Paris will be delighted. They've wanted a holding charge against Jean-Pierre for some time. Attempted murder will do nicely.
And Charlie?
Going to spend a long time being less comfortable.
That's a pity. In some ways, I quite liked him.
If you'd been a small farmer in this area, perhaps you would not have felt so well disposed. I have a bone to pick with you, monsieur. Why was it left to Madame here to tell me about your visit to Maspan?
Well, I might have got out there and found Charlie just playing at cowboys. Madame would have found herself in the middle of a libel action. Madame was just lucky.
Madame was frightened for you. So was I for a time. Why didn't you tell me what was going on?
Because, to tell you the truth, I didn't know. I'll make a deal with you. I'll figure it all out and I'll put it in a book. You can have an autographed copy free.
Agreed.
Splendid. Now, let me get us another drink.